Hey coaches, Jason here from Rugby Fit. So I asked you guys to ask me any coaching related questions you want, and like I said, I'll try my best to answer it for you. So I've got a great question from Armand, and he wants to know some coaching pointers with regards to bending the line from an attacking and also from a defensive point of view. So before I even get into that, I want to preface this whole thing. When it comes down to coaching, there's a few things that you need to keep in mind. You as a coach might have this great blueprint of, well, this is how I want to play the game, and you watch Super Rugby, like, oh, that's an awesome move. You watch some Premiership Rugby, oh, I'm going to steal that move. But what you got to keep in mind is your actual player. And your player's ability and your player's skill level. So you might have see this move and it's very forward orientated, and the forwards hit up and they do this, do that. But actually the biggest guy on your team's only like 85 kilograms. So not really gonna help. Likewise, you might want to have this very expansive game, but you've got no quick players in your team. They all might be, over 100 kgs and, not very mobile. So it's very important that you keep in mind your actual players' physical, how they look and their actual physical ability. You've got to keep that in mind. Like I said, have your blueprint, but also keep in mind what your player's ability is from a physical point of view, and then also from a skills point of view. So you might decide we're going to do this move where the forwards hits it up to 9, picks up the 11, loops round and gives this long pass, but actually he can't pass off his left hand, right? So obviously that's not going to be an option, but it might be that he's absolutely bloody rapid, but he might be able to come round and hit a gap. Likewise, from the other side, your 14, he might have a massive pass, so we can do it from that side. So like I said, very important, when we're going to be discussing this, keep in mind what your players can and can't do from a physical and also from a skills point of view. Now, bending the line, for those that haven't heard the terminology, is basically just like having a first and second wave of defense. So lots of times you'll see there might be a pod of three players, probably forwards, right? They come charging up. They either get the ball, right, or the 9 passes behind their back, or it might be that the 9 passes to them, loops round, takes it back off them, or whoever's taking the ball up shifts the ball again. Okay? So you either hit that front pod, skip it, or give it to them with a loop round, or just swinging the ball wide. So that's just basically what bending the line means. You've got those 2 waves, basically 2 waves of attack. You can even create a third wave of attack, which we'll get into. Right, so that's normally what it looks like. Like I said, there's loads and loads of ways you can do this. I'm just going to try and keep it really basic. Armand didn't ask for any drills, he just asked for coaching tips. So generally, like I said, you're going to have a whole bunch of forwards there, they've hit the ball up. 9's going to have it. He's either, like I said, going to hit that player, go behind, or hit him and then loop, or hit him and he shifts the ball. Right. Very important. Next few things is your intent. So we said there was a few options we had here, but you've got to decide what your intent is of that move, right? Are we deciding, well, we just want to try and hit it up, right, and then create a quick ball? Are we going to loop around and try and create a mismatch or a staggered defense? So we're going to try and hit a gap, or are we just going to try and get outside as quickly as can? So you've got to decide what your intent is. You aren't just going to decide, okay, well, you're not going to just make a call, right? It's going to be important that your 9 and 10 are watching the game, seeing what's going on, and they're going to decide, okay, well, we're just going to hit it up, try and create quick phase ball. They can see, okay, well, they aren't organized, so we're just going to try and hit a gap. Or we can see they're disorganized, they're not getting wide, so we want to try and get that ball on the outside. Okay, so like I said, you don't call a move just for the sake of calling it. Very important that 9 and 10 are communicating and seeing what's happening. And then your intent will, like I said, will either be to try and hit the ball up, create quick ball, hit a gap, or get on the outside, right? So we said, okay, those are your moves. And like I said, the intent of what's going to happen is going to determine what is happening, right? So we said either hitting up, skipping, okay, hitting with the 9 looping and passing to somebody, or 9 to there and he pops here to somebody. And like I said, that intent is going to determine what's happening here. The most important cue or coaching tips is going to be body language, right? So from an attacking point of view, if you are one of these guys and we know we're going to be passing the ball either with a 9 looping or just popping to 10, body language is really important. So that's going to be your first cue. If I'm that first receiver, I want to make sure that I'm actually committing you, right? A lot of times you can see, well, if I'm just going to tuck the ball under my arm, I'm probably not going to pass it, okay? Or if I just come trundling up without much commitment, you know that probably something's going to happen, that he's going to offload that ball. Or if you see he's got that ball just run charging straight ahead, you know, okay, well, he's probably just coming straight at me, right? So body language is really important. From an attacking point of view, work rate. Okay, so like I said before, that comes in with your skill and ability. Work rate. If we are trying to create some space on the outside, okay, that guy, if we're on this side of the field, the 11, or if we're on this side, the 14, their work rate's going to be really important. Okay, so there's no use him being lazy, right? We want him to get round, you know, and either come in there or there. Okay, but if he's bloody lazy and not focused, okay, it's all going to go to pot. Okay, and then lastly, your timing. Okay, so again, if we say we've got this guy coming through, he's got to be really aware of what's happening. As soon as that 9 touches the ball, you know, he's trying to hang around here, okay, catch them off guard, and really got to, as soon as that 9 touches the ball, make sure he's got to get to where he is. Also important, if he's maybe coming in here, you know, we want these guys holding their line for as long as possible, okay, and then shifting, okay, and then so that he come in. But with that, the whole timing again is really important. We don't want them shifting and just drawing the defense. Okay, it's really important that instead of just shifting and eating up the space, that we shift quickly and then realign. Okay, or we can get if we shift and then maybe the 12 hitting up straight or the 11 coming round hitting up straight, just so we can stop that defense from drifting and get them coming forward again, so we can again create some space on the outside. Right, from a defensive point of view, what are we looking for? Okay, most of the action is going to happen over here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that guy coming slightly forward. Again, we said body language really important here. If I'm watching that, it doesn't have to be a hooker, I'm just numbered him 2. But if that 2's got the ball, okay, this middle guy is preferably, okay, well, if he's got the ball, he's going to have a guy on each side. If they are taking it in, these guys are there to clear out and secure the ball. So he's generally going to stand in the middle, so that you want that guy to be your defender. When these guys just a meter or so slightly back, I'll explain in a second why. So if I see, okay, that number 2 tucking the ball and charging, I know that he's probably going to, you know, try and bosh me, get over me, create some space. Okay, so it's his responsibility always just shoot up slightly ahead, close that gap nice and quick. Okay, and then hopefully take him to ground or keep him up, okay, whatever the situation allows. If I take him to ground, because these 2 are slightly behind, okay, that gives them a chance to try and get over the ball. If we all just come up in a straight line, okay, make that hit, okay, well now the tackles happen right next to me, I'm in an offside position, I still got to come round and clean. So important, if we are deciding to make the hit, that he shoots up slightly ahead, just a meter, just enough space that I'm in behind him, that if he does make a tackle and goes to ground, I'm in a great position to get over the ball. If you can see, well, from a body language point of view, that he's having it in 2 hands out in front of him, he's probably not going to take it in, he's probably going to shift it. I still want that guy to put pressure on him though, okay, because, you know, going to be stereotypical, yeah, but most forwards aren't great when it comes to handling and passing left and right and coming around the corner. So I want to put as much pressure on him as possible. Okay, so I want him to shoot up. These guys, again, just that meter behind, just in case he decides to hold on. Or even better, if I've created so much pressure that he was supposed to pass, but now he can't. Okay, so now he's already on the back foot. Okay, and we can get over there. But yeah, like I said, if you can see that he's probably not going to make the hit, still put that pressure on. These guys just trailing about a meter. Okay, the reason for that is, like I said, if he does make the tackle, we can get in there. But if we're going to come up in a straight line, that guy's going to try and block me. Okay, so if I'm just slightly behind, that at least gives this guy the space, okay, to come in there. And if that 11's coming there, or if the 9's come round, or if the 12 decide to cut in, okay, I still got that guy okay, that's nice and free, okay, they can make the hit. And then, like I said, the rest of the guys, 10, okay, they're also just coming up nice and strong. Okay, so you don't want to create that dog leg where these guys are shooting up and these guys are trailing behind, and that is then allowing the ball to come round and that 12 to hit that gap, which was one of our intents over here. Okay, so make sure that you're pressing up. Okay, if you are making the hit, okay, we're there to get over and secure the ball, or just putting the pressure on. Okay, and then we said giving us the space to get around this guy, make the hit. If the 9's coming round, 11's coming in, or 12's coming in, with the rest of the guys just following this man over here, keeping a nice straight line, staying on the balls of the feet so that you can adjust to any movement. Right, so hope that all makes sense. I want to hopefully answer your question. Like I said, make sure that when you're planning any of these moves from an attacking point of view, that you know what your player's ability and skill levels are. Okay, so if we said the 11 can't pass with his left hand, don't do it from that side, but he might be rapid, so make sure that he comes round. Intent, okay, where are we going to do what move? It depends on if we're just trying to hit up, hit a gap, or create some space on the outside. And then, like I said, your coaching points, body language. From an attacking point of view, if we are going to pass out around the corner, if you're in that pod, make sure that I'm really committing you, okay, that I'm not just trundling, holding the ball out there. Okay, make sure that it looks like I'm going to boss the shit out of you. Okay, and then I can offload and do whatever I want. So body language really important. These guys that are supporting him, them too, make sure that they've got some evil in their eyes. Okay, so it really looks like we're going to come for you. From a work rate point of view, if we have got this guy, the 11 or the 14 coming around, make sure that they aren't a lazy player. Okay, make sure that they're willing to work really hard, that they're always aware of what's happening, okay, and that the 9, 10, 11 or 9, 10, 14 are really communicating so they know exactly what's happening. Okay, so make him really get round here if he's coming here, through there or there. Okay, and then that last one, timing. Okay, again, there's no use having a good work rate, okay, being rapid, but your timing's completely off. So making sure that he knows what the call is, that he knows where to go, and that he gets his timing right. You want to try and delay that as long as possible, because if I see he's coming over, 9 even hasn't even touched the ball, and he's coming around here, I know something's going to happen. They're probably going to tip the ball on. Okay, so make sure from a timing point of view that he gets that all right. It's a dog in the background. Right, then we said from a defensive point of view, body language. Okay, make sure you're watching what's happening. If that ball's in 2 hands out in front, he's probably going to offload it. If he's tucked it, okay, he's probably going to bosh up. Work rate, we said make sure that we're really pressing up these 3 guys with that little delay, and that we're keeping the line, right? And then timing. Right, so again, hope that makes sense. If you have any questions underneath this video, just ask and I'll try and do these videos, answer your questions. Have an awesome weekend, and I'll speak to you soon.